Welcome, welcome, welcome all. Just so you all know, we're doing D&D, so we will not be talking to chat. Yeah, that's about it.
Gonna be a little chaotic.
Enjoy. Yeah, chaos is
So,
here.
well, you guys are in the city of, as far as the, at least as influence, as far as you guys know. So you guys are in the city of Fowlhurst. Um, you guys had fallen asleep to the sounds of basically cheering and celebration in the streets. When a home or place of business had been burned down, you guys haven't investigated that yet. I believe you guys left off. You guys were getting ready to explore the streets.
Yep.
Yep.
Um, it is Ruslik and Zanice in one room, and Trogdor and Chaos in the other. Ruslik, as you wake up, you notice that Zanice is not there.
Okay then.
You had heard slight chiming, almost like musical notes, and then you heard nothing, and you didn't even hear your companions breathing. So that's where you wake up to.
Is the room on its own, or is there like an attached closet or anything like that?
There's a closet that you could have put stuff in. You know that there's a hallway outside. You guys are in the inn. You know that it's not common for Zanice to go off on her own for any such reason.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I would check the closet first just to see if like maybe she got stuck in there or something, but when it's obvious that she's not in the room, um she's going to stick her head out the hallway and of course look for any signs there. Is there signs of a magic battle or whatnot? Anything like that?
Absolutely nothing. You
Eh,
do notice that her staff is still where she left it.
Oh, okay. That's gonna send alarm bells up her spine. Rislik is going to very carefully take the staff and then go across the hall and knock on Trogdor and Chaos's door.
I go open the door.
Rislik would just hold up the staff and just say, she's gone.
I will take the staff if you're offering it, or are you just showing it?
I'm more or less just like showing that Zanice has left and she didn't take her staff with her.
I look to you. Can I take that for a second?
She'd not just hand it over.
I would like to try to make an Arcana check or some sort to see if she's like inside of it somehow. Because no, the robe is what she was talking to people through.
Yeah.
To her dragon. Oh shit.
Just so you know, it sounds to me like Neffy's grinning.
Yes, he is. I know
Yeah.
he is without even having to look.
I can just hear it in his voice.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try something. Let me know if it will or will not succeed. I would like to cast message at the staff. I want to see if she's been somehow trapped in her staff. Because it's not like her to just leave us.
Yep, no, nothing happens. It's just as if you were to cast it towards a tree.
Hey, some trees talk back. You never know.
That's true.
I mean,
You're in D&D here.
Especially in this world, especially you guys have met them. But no, there is no reply or nothing.
You see Chaos put the staff behind his head and just slam it against the wall really quick. Not trying to break it, but trying to see if somehow she got combined with it, because also possible in D&D. And this is stuff Chaos has seen.
It just is a real solid thump.
Rislik is just kind of tilting her head, watching Chaos, like, what is this madman doing?
I look to Rislik, who's looking at me like I'm crazy. I have seen people become one with their items before, so I'm trying to wake her up if she got combined with this somehow.
Rislik just kind of nods in understanding, and then she casts, like, an over-the-shoulder glance at her bow.
Does anybody have any idea where she would be? And I looked at Trogdor.
Trogdor has been attempting to meditate this whole time.
I go and hit him upside the head, just gently, but
Banging the staff on the wall. He's trying to meditate.
and I go over and now I hit him with the staff.
Thwack.
And you're attempting to hit softly.
So it's hard enough that it resonates, but not hard enough to actually damage.
So just shy of causing physical harm.
And Trogdor, you're getting whacked with a staff.
Yep.
And you just hear like that bony thump.
On your
No.
on your helmet.
Oh, okay, on the helmet. Okay, so you're hearing the metallic.
Oh, that's if Trogdor's
Would
wearing
Trogdor-
his
yeah,
helmet.
Would Trogdor have his helmet on current?
No.
Then it's on his head.
Can no one hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
Trogdor would try and catch the staff before it hit him.
But if you're meditating, would you know it's about to hit you?
Meditating is not an out-of-body experience.
No, but you are concentrating.
There's a difference between concentrating and meditating. One is being still and aware of your surroundings. The other is focusing on something specific.
It could be very possible that Trogdor was meditating but facing the door, so he would have seen you coming at him with the staff
Yeah,
and
you
an
did
intent
hit
to
it
smack
on
him.
the wall already, so I'm gonna say go ahead and make a dexterity check.
What do I have to roll? What? What do I have to roll? I want to see if I get a nat 1, mainly.
You're not. I mean,
Dex
if
as
you're
well?
making an attack, if you're making an attack, you'd have to make your attack.
Fuck
You
it.
know what?
Fuck
If,
it.
if Trogdor wants to try and re-roll that, I will let him have my inspiration.
Not fucking 20!
Oh, Jesus. Did you physically harm him now?
With that nat 20, probably. So 1 plus my strength mod, so 1 damage.
Neffy, may I?
No.
Go for it.
Well, because you're not trying to actually hurt Trogdor, I'm going to say that Trogdor attempted to catch the staff, but instead misjudged the distance and still got whacked on the head.
I like that. That's
Oh, so yeah, it was like a half. Like he didn't catch it, but he slowed it down a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what we'll go with that. So
Chaos, you
Still
blew
an
a
irritating
nat
film.
20
I know!
on hitting your ally. What's wrong with you?
I'm okay with it. It makes it funny.
This poor paladin has been through so much crap already.
Oh, yeah, no. Especially with Chaos me telling his god to go fuck himself. The god trying to get back at me after I threw a rock at him.
no.
God, I'm gonna have to keep the shenanigans Chaos gets up to correct to the games, because I have Chaos in both my Saturday game and my Sunday game.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So that's happened.
Wait, why did it
Nothing
switch?
happened. Just the sound of wood hitting flesh lightly.
Bony flesh, but yeah.
I was about to say bony flesh, because
Well,
brain,
yeah,
Dragonborn.
It's in 4 scale, so yeah. You
Yeah.
can do
Rislick is just waiting for Trogdor to like pick up Chaos and throw him out a fucking window.
That'll be later.
Instead, Trogdor's gonna open his eyes and be like, "Well, did give her a bit of a scare last night."
So you're saying this is your fault? Did you make her leave?
No, I'm just saying the deck. Damn deck.
which is oddly silent on your hood.
Thank God.
I still have 1 more day before it can talk to me.
Did you hear anything when she departed?
Only the sound of what I thought were bells or chimes. But it was gentle, not loud.
Did she get summoned by the dragons again?
Last time that was pretty
Then a
I would
god,
I
maybe?
would have noticed if a vortex opened in the bedroom.
violent.
Then was she summoned by a god without a vortex?
At this point, she may have been summoned by the enemy for all we know.
Can I see your bow for a second, please?
Certainly. Marissa would just hand it over.
I
Taking
s-
care to make sure, you know, like it doesn't bump against the ground or anything like that. She's
Hold on.
trying to
I'm
treat
gonna,
it with respect.
I'm gonna do the divine sense first, real
Yep.
quick, since the front door's activating it. You feel and smell the stench of decay and decrepancy, and you feel the overwhelming presence of hatred and evil that is this city.
This place is evil. I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart.
I figured.
We all did.
Yep.
But yeah, this place is awful.
The perceived aroma has stunned Trogdor mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna summarize with Trogdor explains to Chaos and Rizlik what he just sensed. When actually focusing. Concentrating. So, that's what he does. He shares.
Yep.
Rislik would comment that they've known that this city had a strong element of evil. Are you sensing how evil it truly is?
Oh yeah.
I just love that response.
It's
I
like,
mean-
it's like you ever get that sense of dread that's just so strong? It's just like you don't want to speak, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to disturb anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Trogdor is feeling at this moment.
Oh my.
I mean, they burned down a building yesterday and were cheering. I think that sums it up well enough.
All the more reason to make sure Zanice is okay.
Oh yeah. With that, I will take the bow gently and look at it. Did one of the other gods take her, or did you?
Bristlet, here is what came to speak up, was not a god that I knew. Nor do I think it was a god.
Rislik would just tap Chaos on the shoulder and basically relay the message. It's not a god she knows of, nor does she think it is a god.
That means you have some idea what might have taken her. What was it?
Usually the sound of chimes is accompanied with the teleportation.
Again, Rislik relays.
So something did take her last night. Shit. This is the worst place for this to happen. What do you think we all should do?
This was not something any of them anticipated, I don't think.
Nope.
Does anyone have any ability that might, like, detect lingering magic or anything?
Out of character, I kind of did before a level up and I changed my spell list. In
Aw.
character,
Oh,
not anymore.
I don't have access to that magic anymore.
Rizlik does not understand how that crap works, so she's just gonna accept that explanation. It's like, okay, it runs out like a flask of water. I understand.
Chaos just looks down. Why do I think you're misunderstanding what I'm talking about?
It's not my fault you speak using too many words. Then yes, not anymore is too many words.
Just took a hit of my vape and I started laughing and it came
Yes!
back in my throat in a painful way.
Yes, I have attacked the DM directly. I am mighty.
We are that good.
You feel the ground rumble beneath you. No, just kidding.
I hand back the bow. She's not getting an apology for me calling her a bitch the other day. That's not happening.
She doesn't know who cast the spell. It's not her fault.
No, that's not why. She's still a bitch. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry for something I still think you are.
We're assholes.
I'm sorry I told you the truth.
Pretty much. That's what it would be, and I'm like, that would not work in our favor.
Not right now. Oh, Lord. Rizlik would put the bow back across, her harness and say perhaps they should find a tavern and see if they can hear anything. That is where loose tongues are often found.
We'll have to be careful, though, with where we are. This place is not safe for any of us.
The other option is to stay here and wait.
Which point, as soon as you say that, chaos you hear in the back of your head.
Have you returned to Silver?
I could not actually understand what you were saying with that voice.
Have you returned to Silver?
Have I returned to save her? Oh, shit.
To serve?
Oh, to serve. I just looked to my group, petrified. We are not safe here, even more so now. And like,
She looks concerned.
oh, Chaos's face is like more pale than you've ever seen it.
Yeah, she's just gonna look around real quick and then ask, like, what did he just perceive?
I respond in my head, who are you?
You know who I am. I feel your presence in my sleep.
All you guys hear, besides me going even more pale, is, oh fuck.
No, I'm kind of surprised Chaos didn't piss himself.
Chaos is more controlled than that, but he is getting close.
Rizlik would just like glance at the Trogdor, see if he has any idea what's going on, because neither of them can hear that, right?
No.
Do not hear the voice.
Yeah.
Rucker steps up close to Chaos and asks, "What did you hear?"
For the DM, I want to make sure I have this correct. What do I recognize this voice? Is it the chained one?
This is the chained one.
Yep. Thought so.
This is Thara's doom.
I just look to them. It's who we're here to stop. They
Sorry,
know
what'd
I'm
you say?
here. I just look to the group. It's who we're here to stop. They know I'm here.
Then they must know you haven't come alone.
I don't know. All they said is they feel my presence. Whether or not that gives them an exact location or what, I don't know.
So then it seems our disguises are of no use.
place.
I'm not so concerned about the citizens. I'm more concerned about a giant chained demon finding us in his backyard.
I respond. Sorry, I was thinking on what I wanted to say. I respond to the chained one. I shall never serve.
Perhaps not now. But I will find you.
In the paleness that you see on Chaos, you also now see a little smirk.
Ursic is still incredibly confused by what's happening.
He doesn't know how many of us there are or where we are. He just knows that that I'm here. He let himself slip without realizing it, I think.
Then maybe we still have a chance, but not without Zanice.
I don't disagree, but we have no idea where or who took her.
Hi, Mom.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying to find out who did. I'm going to the tavern to see what I can discover.
We
You
need to
guys
go
remember
together.
The tavern is underneath you. Yeah, the tavern is underneath.
We are not splitting up. We are now sleeping in one room together, and somebody's watching at all times.
Fine, then come with me if you insist.
I'm ready.
Ursic runs back across the hall to get her gear before she leaves. Because as much as she believes Chaos that they're in great, grave danger, but she's also not going to abandon one of the party members just because they're too afraid to leave their room.
Oh no, Chaos doesn't want to. Not saying that. He's just saying we do not split up. We stay together
Yeah.
from now on.
Yep.
I'm not abandoning banana-ing? What the hell, Brain?
You're not gonna banana anybody?
Why am
You're
I?
not gonna make like a banana and split? Okay.
There goes my night.
I'm even sober right now. What?
Oh, Trogdor!
Does Trogdor actually say that?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, because I would have played off it well.
That would be amazing. Like, Chaos trips over his words, and the only thing Trogdor said in the past 5 minutes, there goes my night.
I thought he was referring to the call she had to take. I was getting worried.
Nah.
No.
My mom.
Chaos is not abandoning Zanice. He would not let that happen to her, especially here.
Yeah, then Ruslik is just gonna grab her gear. Is Zanice's, is all her gear still there too?
Everything except for what she wore to bed.
She's gonna hide the rest of that stuff. Just like, tuck it out of sight under the bed, under sheets and blankets and stuff, just in case.
As you do, make me a perception check, please.
Give me a second, let's roll cookie dough.
No.
Oh, now you're gonna be rolling the dice.
Well, maybe this can be considered practice for the dice roll? I don't know. Let's see. You said perception, right?
Yes. Okay. So you don't notice anything.
Which is not really that much of a surprise.
Yeah, no, you're too I'm gonna say you're like too frantically stuffing the stuff and you're too worried about something
Okay. Has anyone followed her across to the other room, or are they still in the first room?
I would have followed because I'm ready to go.
Trogdor getting his shit together.
I'll be near the door though, watching the hallway and trying to cover both rooms.
So you might not notice if there was something unusual in the room either.
Yep, because what I'm guessing is it's hidden somewhere under a bed or something. Or in her bed, because you said under sheets as well.
That is very true.
So you're attempting to perceive chaos as well?
Vaguely, but I'm more perceiving on if anybody's coming up the stair, who's coming upstairs, watching both rooms while they both get ready.
Okay.
I'm trying to cover both doors.
Are you guys putting on disguises? Are you guys...
Rislik is going to put on the disguise because she remembers, Chaos grinning and saying, he doesn't know. So she thinks it might be possible that, yeah, somebody identified Chaos, but didn't identify anyone else he's traveling with.
And they only recognize my energy.
Yeah, well, I mean, she doesn't know how it's being done.
True.
She just knows that it's being done.
I will help with the disguises, and I'm still in my merchant human form that I took for this charade.
Trogdor would be getting into his disguise as
well. Alright, so you guys are getting disguised up and getting ready to go downstairs to the tavern portion of...
Yep.
Alright, so you guys are heading downstairs, and you see it's unusually busy. There's quite a large crowd, a lot of people drinking, especially such early in the day. Some guards coming in off of the night shift and the night watch, just starting to seat themselves, and just a general roar and hubbub. Almost a celebratory air.
I would like to try to perceive how many guards are in here, and if any of them are noticing us. Stealthily, though. I do not want to be seen, so do I need to do both that and sleight of hand?
I'm gonna say because you're just kind of casting glances, they're not gonna really notice it that you're looking at them. There's a lot of people around.
Wait a second. Using lucky to reroll that.
not much better.
But it's not a nat 1.
You just know there are guards.
Nat 1, I don't even notice the guards. I trip and fall on my face. Kind of thing.
More like you trip and fall on your face, and as you fall, you shout, "Ow! My name is Chaos!"
Right? I just needed it not to be a 1 at that point. Even if it didn't succeed.
Well, Rislik is probably also taking note of how many cards may be present because she's actually looking for a spot to just kind of sidle in and start listening to see what she can hear among all the chatter.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception then. Alright, so you notice that a little ways from the bar on the right side, there's a place that you can see. There's roughly about 14 or 15 guard in the tavern at this time. Some of them have drinks, some of them have food. All of them look tired. And the general hubbub you notice is about the fight that occurred last night.
Rislik would definitely just kind of go over to the table, trying to keep low profile as much as possible. And of course, make sure that, Chaos and Trogdor are following. And once they sit down... What?
I said I follow.
Oh. Yeah, and once everyone's seated, she would just kind of quietly mumble to them about the number of guards that she noticed and what she's heard so far.
Trogdor, are you doing anything?
Also do a perception check because walking through the bar and I guess I'd see about as much as Rislik did.
You hear a little bit more about the fire. Some people are whispering, "Did you hear so and so was caught?" And you can surmise that this was somebody's business that had been caught on fire. But they're celebrating rather alarmingly a lot for this fire.
And that's what Trogdor shares with the rest of his party.
Just wonders if it's not so much that it was just a fire, but who was actually involved with the fire that's making everyone into such a joyous, celebratory mood.
And as you're thinking that, the bartender works her way over to you guys to take your order.
Just would look to Chaos to see if he wants to take charge as the merchant again, or if he's still trying to figure stuff out.
I will. I can play a part while trying to figure shit out. Part of my backstory. I look to her. What is the best meal you've got?
Well, sure, that sounds about 5 gold per plate. Some smoked meat, a little bit of eggs, a little bit of ham. Yeah, some veggies if you want them to, and of course a tankard of ale.
I will take that personally. Would you two like that as well?
Rizlik would nod.
As the trogdor.
I put my 5 gold down because it's literally all I have, pretty much.
She scoops up your 5 gold.
Can you guys hear me?
Trogdor also-
Now we can.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Rizlik would actually, she'd put 3, like 15 gold on the table.
It seems like we've got more than one thing to celebrate today. It's good to have some good spenders in the tavern. So she'll put Chaos's gold down and grab the 15 and start bustling her way back towards the bar.
I put my gold back in my pocket because I literally have 8 gold right now.
So out of character, I've been trying to think of an occasion for Rizlik to try and sneak some gold into your bag.
Oh god.
But I keep thinking, no, it's a rogue. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, you've seen how I was rolling for other shit. You never know. And with
Yeah.
being so caught up in shit, you may be able to get away with it.
One person's here, the voice of Tharizdun is skull.
Yeah, and the perception rolls he had earlier. Yeah.
And 1 and a 2? You mean?
He's having a rough time of it.
Yeah,
Like, not only do you not perceive anything, you're blinded for 10 minutes.
right? I'm so caught up in my shit, nothing else around me matters.
Nothing exists beyond your nose.
You, sir, are very shook. Oh.
I think as the bartender, scoops the coins to take them away, Rizlik would just, put out a hand to stop her and just ask, or she'd say, they've come to this town protecting this merchant and his wares along the road. They're hearing a lot of chatter about a place that burned down last night. Is that the cause for celebration?
Oh yes, we got rid of some trash that needed to be gone in the city. Some people were trying to undermine our king.
May I ask what it is these people try to do?
Well, don't you know they were part of the rebellion?
Ah, I see.
They were trying to supply information to the rebellion, and they'd been sniffed out by the King's Guard when the dragons came in. So sure enough, they were executed and their place burned down.
Well, it is very good we have the dragons here to assist.
Indeed.
Mhm.
That we'll never know.
What'd you say you cut out for me?
I said, indeed, but who brought him back? We'd never know. Dragons have been missing from these parts for a very long time.
Yes,
Very
well, thank
interesting.
you for the information.
Aye, thank you for asking and thank you for paying. And she sachets back to the bar, kind of humming to herself a little bit. So Chaos, you heard about these people being executed and their place of business burned down. You know that the execution was probably they died in the fire.
Mm-hmm. I already figured that.
What do y'all do?
Maybe we should investigate what remains of that building.
I look around to see if anybody's super close to us, or do we have a little bit of room?
A little bit of room, but everybody's pretty much shoulder to shoulder. It's a really busy morning. Nobody's really paying attention to you though at the same time.
Got it. I point under the table at Rislick and cast message. And just have my head down so nobody can see that I'm talking, really. And just be like, let's be careful on what we say out loud. But I do agree.
She would just nod. I mean, like, she, like, doesn't want to say something when he's trying to make an effort to look like no one's talking.
Alright.
Yep. And I can see her just looking up out of, just from looking down like I'm contemplating something, and I see her nod.
It's, out of the corner of your eye.
Yep.
Okay. Within a few minutes, back with your food and your drink, and set it down. Still humming, still really happy and bouncy. It's kind of common occurrence that this kind of thing happens when traitors of the kingdom are found.
Yeah, Rislick is doing her best to just kind of keep her face hidden by her hood a little bit and just not really be noticed.
As soon as the food gets back, I just dig in like I'm a happy-go-lucky old man. So that's what I'm playing right now.
As you guys are eating, you guys hear the horns of the gate sound out. And you see people kind of look up, and the guards kind of are like taken aback. And then exciting murmuring continues of, well, that's early. I didn't think it'd be this early today. As some people are starting to work their way out of the tavern after having eaten their cabs.
Wait, quick question. How much did we get for the apples? Yeah, and I'm realizing I don't have money, and I was the one selling it.
How much do you remember how much you paid for the apple?
We got them for free because they were the magic apples.
Yeah, it was
Right.
it was a cart with apples and ducks.
And the ducks got stolen by the so-called patrol. That was really people who had abandoned the place.
Yep.
But you guys still don't know what happened to them.
Nope, but I just hope it's bad.
Not necessarily bad, but interesting for sure. So for the apples, I'm gonna say you were able to offload them for. See how much a barrel of apples they had.
And we did get it more because it was magical apples, and we proved it between me
Yeah.
doing stuff and the apples actually doing stuff.
And we each took a couple of the apples too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, plus we had the wheat and stuff that we got from the farm,
So you paid for the wheat.
which is why I was low on money. Yeah, we had 6 barrels of wheat and other stuff from that farm, plus the barrel of apples. Or was it 2 barrels of apples?
I
Something
think
like
it
that.
was one.
Oh, I just didn't remember. I've slept since then, plus other D&D games.
Gary.
My brain's only half functioning right now, so I don't remember much detail.
So you got, I'm gonna say you guys got probably about 25 gold for the barrel of apple, which is quite a bit for apples.
Oh, yeah.
And then for the wheat, you probably got about 10 gold for each barrel.
So,
So the total would be
85.
85.
No, not 885. 85, computer. Thank you.
No. We'll go ahead and take the 885. That's okay.
I could adjust that later.
I know you would. So I'm not at 96 gold. I now have some money. Yay!
I was wondering why you were only at 5 gold. I'm like,
Huzzah! You're not destitute
Yeah,
yet.
I had 8 gold and 31 copper. So in total, I had, according to D&D Beyond, I had like 11 gold. That was it. I'm like, ugh.
that definitely was. Alright. So yeah, these people are starting to move out. It definitely seems they're excited about something that's coming into the city. And it definitely seems like this is earlier than they expected.
Who is the one saying that they're back sooner or whatever?
It was just a random tavern goer.
Okay, so not one of the guards.
Nope, he's already out.
Okay, I
Have
will.
all the guards left?
All but like 2 of the guards. are out.
Okay.
I walk up to one of the guards after I finish eating. What's going on?
He grumpily looks at you. Well, why don't you go find out, old man?
All right, and I go on out.
Bristlick
Okay.
follows. She's on his tail, playing the role of faithful, bodyguard.
So you guys see. So you guys are leaving. You make your way towards the main road leading from the gate. You notice that nobody is stepping in the road at all. In fact, all the businesses along the main thoroughfare have closed their doors, shut their windows, hanged up signs, etc., and everybody is excitedly waiting either side of the street as you see a procession of ornately dressed men, or humanoids, I should say, leading a group of different humanoid beings, some humans, some dwarves, and some elves, all in chains. And leading the group, the first one in line with chains on his neck and on his wrists.
Why do I know what's about to happen?
You do know what's about to happen.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you, Neffy.
I was hoping it was gonna be Elias.
No. Yep, it's my lover.
It is Chaos's lovely.
I
Ooh
knew
la
it.
la.
In chains. Beaten and bruised. As behind him you see titans and humans and dwarves.
Where's
There's 2
Liquid?
other elves.
She'd look quickly, just scan their faces from where she is, trying to see if any of them might be Zanice.
And Nisa is not among them.
That is a small but also troubling relief.
Mm-hmm.
And you see them being led up the main thoroughfare, through the secondary wall and gates as the sounds of horns from the intersection sound, and they disappear from view.
Did they just go around a bend, or did they literally disappear?
They're heading up to here.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. As they disappear around the turn, Risic would notice that Chaos he's looking a bit shaken again. Not quite like what happened before, but something clearly has disturbed him. And she would just bend over and whisper, "Do you know any of them?"
You would have recognized from
You would
the
have-
tavern. That's Bilric's son.
Yeah.
Or not, sorry, not Bilric, that's
No.
Nog's adopted son.
Yeah, you are making a lot of assumptions about Rislic's ability to remember every other humanoid.
She has a point.
Fair enough.
I just lean back over to her and very quietly, only what she can hear. He's part of the rebellion. You know him from, well, you should recognize him from the tavern. He's the ale maker's son.
Then he needs to be rescued.
Of course, he's also my lover.
Then he needs to be rescued faster.
You think? This is not going to be easy, though. I knew
That
he...
begs the,
For asking the question.
then that begs the question. Do we try to save him now, knowing where he is? Or do we try to save Zanice and use her strength to save him?
We need to be at full power. We need her with us. But we have to find her quick. Because the rebellion does not live long here, as you noticed last night.
Then as much as it pains me to say so, you will have to ignore the plight of your lover until we find her.
I know.
You see that people are following the convoy up, and you hear words like auction day and it's time, and people discussing their finances and such as well.
Like, how much finances are we talking?
Just depends. Some people are talking hundreds of gold, some people are talking hundreds of silver. The prices all depend.
Were they saying any about specific ones?
Nope. You just hear a lot of them wondering how much the starting bids are going to be.
Hearing that, I lean back over to Rislick. We might be able to get him without having to fight.
What are you thinking?
Buying him, if he's for sale.
Is that what auction is? You buy people?
Unfortunately.
Slaves. Auctions are for slaves.
It just looks like a sour taste was in her mouth at that realization.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we will try to buy him before others can?
We'll have to outbid. Which means we'll have to have more money than the people that are wanting him.
You can use all of my money.
And mine.
But I would like to try to rescue them first, because I do not want to have our money go here.
This is the enemy territory. What we can do is fight to get it all back.
Well, when is auction?
Did anybody say a date?
They have not set a date. They just said that it's soon.
We don't know yet. They're probably going to have to catalog everyone first.
Then maybe we should find out when auction is before we go look for Zanice. If we have an hour is different than if we have a day.
This is true, and we could possibly use him to help get her back depending on where she went.
Then do we follow?
We don't follow, but we keep our ear out. We need to play our roles correctly. And I do lean over to Trogdor now. Contact Bahamut and let him know everything that's going on.
Of course.
For now, we need to try to find out information on Zanice. So we should head back into the tavern and drink away some time, and then try to find out when the auction is as well, to see if we can get any information.
Then we go back to the tavern.
As you return to the tavern, you see it's not as crowded or as busy. It's definitely busier than it was when you first came into town, and people again are all very happily chattering about the different humanoids and people that they had seen in the lineup, and about how they kind of plan to bid, and kind of as much as they're talking about it, they're also trying to be secretive to their partners and the people they have with them. You hear one gentleman in the corner shout, "Round for all!" And the bartender begins to pour ale for everybody.
I will try to see how much he pays for it.
You see, instead of him paying for it, you see her write on a piece of paper. He's Devil's Cap.
About how much was it per mug that we were paying the night before?
Per mug, it was about 2 silver.
About how many people are in the inn right now?
There's about 50.
So,
100 silver, 10 gold per round.
okay, that's kind of what I was figuring. I stand up. Second round on me.
She nods and really quick writes down old man. And she begins pouring the drinks and passing them out.
Rislick plays along and just like cheers her generous employer, you know, being a celebrator and a, you know, person of the people and all that crap. She's trying to sell it, yo.
Yep.
So far, give me a performance
From her or me?
from wrestling.
Oh God.
Really?
Yeah, it's because
Is she
Chaos
going to? Is she gonna fail at being sincere?
Well, but she's
Jesus.
cheering, and it's more so to see how many people she gets to cheer with her.
Oh, okay.
More than trying to sell it.
Oh, Lord.
Not bad actually.
About half the bar, about most of the bar kind of cheers and nods and like in a good manner shakes their ale towards Chaos in his disguise.
I just nod back to them and sit down.
Boy. Rislick doesn't know the point of what he just tried to do, but damn it, she's gonna help.
It did help.
I'm trying to get them loose-lipped right now with alcohol.
And as she's getting out the rounds, she comes to your table and she's sitting down there. So, how long will you be staying in town?
We're not exactly sure yet, but at least another day or two, possibly.
Tis a shame, tis a shame. Auction's coming up a lot sooner than it was last month.
About when do you think it will be?
Taking about 4 days. 4 days to prep everything. Then, of course, they got to talk to the arena masters and see if they want any of them. They get first pick, yeah.
Fair enough. Then we might be staying 4 days then.
And Chaos, this is very new to you.
Yup.
There wasn't an arena last time.
Nope.
We'll keep you an open tab there. Yes.
How long has these auctions been going on?
Sure, they've been 10, 15 years or more.
True.
Yeah. Since I was a wee girl. Now the arena, that's something new. Quite interesting and entertaining, if you ask me.
What goes on in the arena? Do they fight other people or monsters?
A myriad of things. I wouldn't be surprised if within the next couple of days we see a couple of more traders come through town. They usually carry shipment about the same time as the slavers did. All manner of wonderful beasts.
Good to know.
Last game the top slave got free.
What'd you say?
I said last game the slave got free.
So if they win, they earn their freedom.
Yes, there's quite potential there. Most of them end up joining the city guard. Take that one for example. And she points over and you see the executioner very heavily scarred. He'd like
The
somebody got-
executioner?
the current executioner, yes. There's some backstory on that one.
So not the one that I know, correct? Or is it the one I know?
It's the one you know.
Okay, sorry.
He let somebody that the king had wanted brought up to get away. So he got sold into slavery and had to earn his own freedom. Did so spectacularly as well.
Do they all join the guard, or do some go on their merry way?
Some go on their way and become traders. Some even stay here and buy slaves themselves to train up and try to win their freedom. It is a noble profession.
That it
It's
is.
like she tries to hide her scowl at the mention of it's a noble profession. She thinks it's something that shouldn't be necessary in the first place.
Oh.
It makes a good party day for all of us, though.
Sounds it.
Is there anything else you'll be needing, dear?
As of right now, not right this second, but I'll let you know.
Alright. Should be around.
As she starts to walk away, I go, actually, there is something that I just thought of.
Yes.
The other companion that we were with, my other bodyguard, did you see her last night?
Sure, saw her when she went upstairs with y'all. Hasn't come down since. Is she alright?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah. If she ends up sick, let me know. I have a couple of home remedies I can try.
Alright, will do. Thank you.
She sashays away again.
Risik is getting rather frustrated that they're hearing absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Surely, if someone nefarious in the town had managed to steal away a sorceress of her power, wouldn't they be bragging? And that's what she was hoping to overhear, but there is just nothing.
I enjoy the answer.
I bet you do.
Which, while you all are drinking, you hear the familiar thrum of dragons, and then the much larger roar that causes your bones to reverberate.
Does it feel like the ground itself is shaking?
Everything.
Risik casts a glare over at Trogdor as if Bahamut is to blame and she's demanding he tell him to stop.
Trogdor shrugs. He didn't hear anything from Bahamut.
No? You just felt the warm comfort when you told Bahamut the report. This is definitely not Bahamut.
This is
Is-
definitely not Bahamut.
Question, is that the one I saw when they're leaving the plane?
No, because you saw one of the smaller black dragons.
Okay.
This is, and you can tell by the thrum in the air and the way everything's shaking from the roar. This is a big thing.
Could it be one of the elders?
Definitely feels big.
Trogdor is curious, and he's actually going to step outside to see who or what that is.
You see Trogdor, an ancient black dragon flying towards the city.
Risik is staying inside with Chaos.
Do
Same.
I recognize it as one of the elders from Dragon's Reach?
You know that it is not one of the elders of Dragon's Reach,
Okay.
especially as it's making its way to the city very purposefully.
Yep, that's a problem. Trogdor's gonna go back inside, resume his seat, and quietly relay to Chaos and Mystic what he saw, and then he's gonna close his eyes in prayers to alert Bahamut. And
When
it's going
you-
sideways.
When you go to alert Bahamut, you feel almost indignation and righteous anger. This dragon is betraying his kind.
That's not a good sound.
What did you hear?
A ancient black dragon is just coming to this city. And Bahamut is, for lack of better words, not happy.
Does he command we do something about it?
Not yet.
I don't think we can at this moment in time.
I mean, he could try.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go shoot him in the butt. Be right back.
May not be the best idea, but you could try.
You know, not gonna lie, if Neffy offered right now a choice, I can try and shoot this dragon, and if I roll a nat 20, I critically wound it, and if I get anything else, I die, I would still take that chance, just because if it works, it would be the most epic thing ever.
The most epic death.
Yep.
But they could also get
And-
all of us killed because you're part of our group.
Well, I mean, like, everybody else can stay inside. Risik will go out there and shoot it herself, and if she gets that roll, the arrow literally plants itself in the dragon's butt cheek, and it falls from the sky like a 747.
Sound effects and all.
Sound effects and
God.
all.
I do have to say, one arrow is not enough to kill.
You
She
never
didn't
know,
say
man. There
kill.
are some-
She just said critically wound.
There are some delicate spots on the underbelly.
Just in case substitute this up.
Oh
I'm
God.
not doing this, dude. I know better.
These things, even for me as a DM, were scary.
Rizzo would look back to Trogdor and ask, "You've been sending Bahamut all of these messages. Does he intend to do anything?"
He's not saying exactly. All I'm getting in response is feelings.
She sighs. Then what are we supposed to do with all of this? We have three dilemmas. The presence of that thing, Zanice is missing, and Chaos's lover is going to be auctioned for slave as slave?
Well, yeah.
Auctioned slave.
And I don't think he'll be up for auction if the arena has first call or first choice.
Then there's a new question. Do we try to rescue him before or after?
If he becomes part of the arena, we try to sneak in and give him items to help him. I think would be the better option so he can earn his own freedom.
Alright, then that's what we do about that. What about Zanice?
That's a good question.
I'm going back to the room. There must be something there to tell a story of what happened. And she heads back upstairs.
On my way up, I take care of my tab. So 10 gold, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Trogdor's just following after chaos because bye
Rislick is gonna go back to the room and just kind of open the door and just stand in the doorway for a moment, just observing everything as it is and trying to remember if it was like that the night before.
Nothing seemed disturbed. There's an indentation where she had slept in the bed. Other than that, it's like she was just gone.
So now she's gonna look a little bit deeper,
I will
trying,
as well.
like, tasting the air, seeing if there's anything at all she can pick up on, because this is a bunch of hot nonsense. They need their party member, and there is nothing happening to tell them what may have happened.
Give me a perception
We've already established I'm not great at those.
check. You can do investigation if you wish. Okay, there you go. So, this time, as you taste the air more intently, trying to determine what has happened to Zenith, you almost get the taste of that fresh air and the taste of just cleanliness. Almost how it smelt in Dragon's Reach.
Is there something particular about the aroma of Dragon's Reach that would be different from other natural areas she's been to?
It's almost cleaner because it was in a different dimension, so it's not as tainted by life. And also, like, the smell of unicorns and dragons is very heavy, so it's almost like that magical scent of, like, just clean, happy, comfortable smell.
Looking a little surprised, she turns around to look at Chaos and Trogdor and says there's something tingling on the end of her tongue. It's not natural to this world. It almost tastes like where they found the beholder.
So back in Dragon's Reach then.
She nods.
Maybe Belinda teleported her rather than a vortex? Because her dragon was supposed to be more or less the god of dragons to some extent.
Then why leave us and only take her?
Maybe they needed to chat privately? Because remember, when they first tried to take her, they wanted her, but we kind of jumped along with her.
She sighs and sits on the floor and says, I really hate dragons.
Fucking giant space lizards.
As the dragons outside roar in unison. For no reason.
Rislick just glances to the window and she's like, shut up. Not loud enough for them to hear, of course.
We hope.
She's brave, not dumb. Not all the time.
A lot of adult dragons to do. Oh.
She'd look to Trogdor and ask, can he ask Bahamut if Zenith was taken to Dragon's Reach, or was she taken by any dragon?
And to actually
'Cause surely
respond this time?
he might know.
Trogdor nods, sits on the edge of a bed, and goes into prayer communication mode, I guess?
I love
Okay,
it.
wait. Did he close his eyes?
He's gonna have to. It's kinda how he
Where's,
does
like-
the prayer thing.
Rislick knows only very basic things about a lot of, like, religious rites and sacrifices. Not wanting to piss off yet another god and suffer yet another curse, she reaches into her bag, pulls out, like, some of the smoked meat from the tavern, and just lays it at Trogdor's feet as, like, a sacrifice.
As an offering, that is so great.
As an offering, because she has no idea what the rules are.
I just look at Rislick and not say anything.
She kind of looks to Chaos for confirmation if this is right or not, and when he says nothing, she just nods. enthusiastically. Like, I did good.
Yes! I was hoping that's
Alright.
what you'd take it.
So Trogdor, as you close your eyes, you feel yourself lighten. And it's a feeling we've felt before when Bahamut has communed with you, and you hear his voice. What do you wish?
Is Zanice in Dragon's Reach?
She is with Belinda.
Good, because we were worried about her. Especially with everything that's happened.
Yes. It's a precarious situation indeed. If Tharazdun has managed to find black dragons and dragons who will side with him, then it will take armies and a war the scale of which the realm has not seen in a very long time.
Then we must stop it ahead of time. What do you want us to do?
Make allies. Find those who will help you to stand against Tharazdun. I fear that it may be too soon to be stopped. The tides of war are coming.
There's a slave auction. We could build an army on the inside.
Free them if you can. You'll need all the allies that you can possibly gather. Coming from the plane we were in to the plane we are now has taken its toll on a lot of the dragons.
All the black ones were holding back.
That's what it seems. And with that, you feel the connection kind of sever. And you're back in your body. And I will be right back. I gotta help Jewel.
Yep.
Get characters up.
And as Trogdor wakes, there's just like half of a ham shank sitting in front of him now.
Oh my gosh. Trogger's just gonna look down at the meat, look it back at Risk, and be like, that wasn't necessary, but I'm sure it's appreciated.
And she's just nodding, grinning again, like a toddler that just did something good.
I'm out of my northern lights, so I think I'm going to switch to cookies. Or no, snowball. That's that's what I loaded in. Snowball. Alright, I'm gonna go have a quick smoke.
Alright, smoking bathroom break.
Smoke break!
I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back. I think we're doing like a bathroom and smoke break.
Ah. In that case, I will put this on 30. And we are back.
Alright. So, you guys have a chance to discuss your steps now that Trogdor has found out what happened to Denise.
Well, did Trogdor let us know what he spoke about with Bahamut?
Yes, that's just what I was gonna say. Is Trogdor then shares what Bahamut said.
And she'll look to Chaos and say, "Then I think we should address the slaves."
Okay, so with that being known... Sorry, I had to take my headphones off for just a second. Did, what I missed in the last, like, 5 seconds, maybe, before I got back?
Nothing.
Trogdor told you basically what Bahamut said, which is that Denise is with the dragon, Delinda, and that the tides of war are coming, and it may be too close and too near to war breaking out for it to be stopped. And that you guys are probably going to need as many allies and an army as possible.
Oh, great.
Especially if the Black Dragons have aided and sided with Thara's doom. And that the
Cocksucker of the
dragons will
century.
Yes, and that the dragons will take quite a bit of time to recover from their extraplanar trip because it seems the Black Dragons have been withholding how much energy they were outputting to shift Dragon's Reach back to this plane. So yeah, your dragon friends are weak right now.
Do you even magic, bro?
Right. Look, extraplanar travel's big, especially pulling a solid landmass with them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys gonna do?
Again, Rislick looked over at Chaos and said, "We should deal with the slaves then. We know Zenith is safe."
I think we should visit the arena soon.
The auction isn't for 4 days, so we have time.
Must we wait 4 days? Or can we grant them freedom early? Because if we continue to play by their rules, someone, at least one, is going to be killed in this process. Isn't it worthwhile to try and get as many allies as possible?
I see your reason.
But do we have the power, even when Zenith comes back, do we have the power to be able to do this?
That we won't know until we assess the situation. How do you know which arms to take up against an enemy if you've never seen the enemy?
You've seen what they do to traders. We have to be careful.
Cautious? Yes. But not ignorant.
I never said that. I said careful.
Well, she's not using ignorant in like the insulting fashion.
I know.
Ignorant more like
Like the actual
just
definition.
yeah, just like unaware of
Mhm.
what's there.
And I'm agreeing. I'm saying whatever we do, we have to be careful about doing it. But yes, I think we should scout out the area. See what we're gonna do.
Trogdor doing anything?
So sorry. actually space the past few minutes.
Okay. So are we effectively down 2 players instead of just 1?
Apparently.
So sorry.
All good.
It's okay, it happens. Does Trogdor need to check out?
Yes.
So it is up to you two if you wish to continue or if you want to move it to next session.
We can't. We're down 2 people. That's half our party right there. What are the 2 of us gonna do?
You and I are the two that could possibly sneak around the most, so.
Yeah.
And try to get information so when we do try to figure out stuff.
It's up to you.
I don't know, because that's just so much stuff we're gonna have to explain before we start next session again.
They'll have the recording from YouTube.
You assume they're gonna watch it.
That is
That is fair.
so. Sounds like we gotta call it early then, which is okay. It happens.
Do we have to institute, like, rules about not smoking before session now?
Or at least during session, so once before, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, sorry it happened, guys. It sucks. Maybe we'll have better luck next weekend. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Joel won't be working next weekend, but I know. So. Her boss just needed her this weekend because the baby got out of the hospital and they were exhausted too. So, apologize about that, guys. We'll make it up next time.
Yep. And so for those of you watching, thank you for stopping by. We'll
Yep,
pick this up next week.
Thanks for watching while we were here.